Wines and Spirits review. This is a beer bought from Low Cost Beer, brewed by Black Storm Brewery from up north in collaboration with Yeastie Boys. The beer is called Cancer. It's a West Coast IPA, part of a 12 pack of 12 different beers that Low Cost are selling at the moment. That are there to display, that are there to um, that were done in collaboration with 12 different breweries uh, for the campaign Calm, which is the campaign against living miserably. In essence, people taking their lives through suicide, depression, anxiety, all that sort of thing. And the message behind it means a lot to me. In the darkest place, this time 2 years ago, I was in a job, the worst job ever, um, in a shockingly bad place. Didn't know where to turn. Got a great family, never mind, and that. But the work environment was just beyond anything awful that you could imagine. And yeah, the I did contemplate suicide at one time, and that would have been, you know, it's the people you leave behind. It's you might think it's an easy way out. It's not an easy way out. The best thing to do is talk about it. Go and see someone. There's always someone to talk to. A friend, somebody you don't know even. Samaritans. There's lots of help out there for everyone. Please never ever think about that. So we'll review the beer. This is Cancer, so West Coast IPA, 6.7%. Like I said, brewed in collaboration with the Yeastie Boys. I do like the Yeastie Boys, they make some great beers. And it does remind me of the Beastie Boys, just funnily enough, from, back in the day. And Cancer means a lot to me on two sides of things. It's my birthstone, my birth sign, as it were. Born June 24th, 1971. So yeah, this year I'm 51. What the hell? And the Cancer there, someone who's there sitting down thinking of love. And I don't really have a lot of malice. To people that hurt me in the past, maybe so. But in this world, you just wish that everyone was a bit more like that. It's love that the world needs, not war. Not when you see children, and it breaks my heart. So, quite the colour, an amberish colour going on. A good bit of carbonation going on. A couple of centimetres of head there. First ever beer from Black Storm Brewery. And Paul Hughes, fantastic thing you're doing, matey. And whether or not you watch this, whether you watch beer reviews, but take it from somebody who does suffer with anxiety, mental health, who a lot of days there's a battle going on inside, and the battle for a lot of us is what's going on up here. It's something we can't. A lot of it you can't control, But trust me, talk, think positive, be positive, ignore negative. Try keep away from the news at the moment. The news at the moment will drag you down. I've had to disconnect myself from the news while I'm at work, because while I'm at work I think more. I think anyway. That's the person inside of me, and it just pushes you over a knife edge. So please, talk to people, seek help. Don't be afraid of seeking help. You know, Lots of people are out there to help you, and sometimes it's the people you don't think are there, and they are. Trust me, help will always be given. You know, as Albert Dumbledore said once in Harry Potter. Obviously, you don't have to be Hogwarts for that. So yeah, lovely looking pour. Tropical, and yet it's like a perfumey, and I don't mean it in a bad way. Right, cheers all. There's a zestiness, like a grapefruit zestiness coming through. Definitely tropical. Nice twang developing. You get the, it's just starting to develop. The best beers, in my opinion, for what that matters, don't ever claim to be anything other than just a bloke who likes a beer. For me, the best beers are the beers where there's a journey. In life, we're all on a journey. You know, take each day as it comes. The bad days, yes, suck it up. Someone said to me while I was being bullied, and I was being bullied 2 years ago. Someone says to me, you need to suck it up. And basically, don't be so. What was said to me was the most offensive thing, I'll be honest with you, pushed to the limit. I would unleash a fury that I keep away from violence of any sorts. Endured it as a child, watched my mum being beat up by my father beating my mum, stood in front of him when he stabbed her once in the ear near the, I don't know what it's called up there. I was going to think temple for a minute, but I'm not sure. Stood in front of him, stop him. Endured my mum being beat up by multiple different boyfriends. One arsehole used to make us drink cabbage water. Same arsehole went to attack my dog one night. Picked the sledgehammer up as a 15-year-old. Says to him, come on, you bastard. And make no bones about it. If he'd have come at me, I'd have killed him there and then. I don't care, never ever trying to. And it's that thing, where you're at that moment, which is why I wholeheartedly keep away from any. Even with, I've got an arsehole neighbour across the road. Yeah, no bones about it. She's an arsehole neighbour. She used to get the kids to come on the street belting footballs against cars. You don't want it. You pay for your car. However old your car is, you don't want people disrespecting. Used to go out and say to the kids, come on, don't play next to my car, And then she'd come out and stop playing football with the stupid boyfriend next to the cars. And it's like, why would you do it? Oh, you're such an arse. And because I didn't confront them, basically go up and give them a bit of a warning, they got away with it. And sometimes in life, it makes you wonder, should I have stepped up to the plate and say to her in no uncertain terms, you may be a little bit bigger than me, but I'll rip your head off, So she thinks she's more powerful, but the power's with me. By holding back and not being goaded, I was more powerful. But yeah, 2 years ago, the most dangerous of places. Work with a character that he needs to seek his own salutation. I hope in later life he realises that he was in the wrong, but he couldn't believe in that. One day I was as broken as you can be. I had to phone up the manager and ask for emergency time off, because you had to give a month's notice to take a day off, which is absolute bollocks in this day and age. I'm a gardener, not a fucking NHS worker. Pardon my French. And I'm there, I'm broken. I'm absolutely broken. I needed to get away. Can't afford to go off sick in an environment which is hostile, bullied. I used to keep out of the way because obviously I don't want to press any triggers, my own triggers, you know. So I'm doing my best to cope, not show in front of the wife and children what was going off, because my daughter would have gone down there and kicked off. My son would have kicked off. My wife would have kicked off, to be fair. And even the little one would have done. And he comes up to me, puts his arm around me and says, and the way he was, patronising, manipulative, bullying. And you know, I had to get away. I had a week off work. 2 days I couldn't get off the settee. And the darkness was surrounded me. And you know, and I suffer with anxiety, stress, depression, mental health. You know, it's all under that umbrella. And this person manipulated that. Could see that I was in that darkest of places. And you know, obviously he's got his own issues and that. But you know, luckily came out of it. Still suffer now. Yeah, it's not a switch I can switch off. I cope daily. I don't have those sort of feelings, trust me. But I do have days where I think negative and drag myself down. And then I step back, think to myself, I'm in a job like no other. I'm doing work where every single aspect is positive. Not always recognised for my positive work. I am by the actual newest person on the job, because he also is like manual labour. He's the maintenance man, and I'm the gardener. But he's also done gardening, not my type of gardening, but another type of gardening. Trust me, there are lots of styles of gardening, and he appreciates it. And them little nuggets of appreciation and saying, "You're doing a fantastic job. What you've done is amazing." And you know, sometimes it's just what you want to hear, just a little bit. I don't need to be told I'm doing a good job or I'm trying my best, but sometimes those little things help so much. And it's not just people who suffer with mental health, it's people who working with people who are working with somebody who's suffering, you know, pepping that person up, being supportive, watching them, advising them. You know, if you see somebody who's obviously hitting the beer too much, guilty myself, saying to them, you know, mate, I understand why you do what you do, and not preach. Preaching's the wrong way. There's always a way of talking to people, always a way, and we have to learn ourselves how to talk to people. You have to adapt to the way that someone's talking. And I'm very good at changing, adapting, as I do with beer reviews when I'm doing lives. And I'll appease people. I might not agree with them, to be honest, but I will appease them and try and see things from their perspective, and maybe try and talk to them in a way that doesn't pee them off, but certainly, in some ways, agrees with them, but disagrees at the same time. Life, you know, there's no rights and wrongs really in life. It's about getting through it as best as you can. There are obviously some wrongs, you know, in what people get sent to prison for. But in the grand scheme of things, on your mental health, you know, if you've had a bad life, go to groups and talk about it. You are in my opinion, you are a product of your environment. If you come from a certain environmental background, certain things will play on, and history repeats itself. This campaign against living miserably set up, and this collab, box of collabs, 12 beers from Paul Hughes. You know, matey, you don't know me, I don't know you. My heart goes out to you, mate. I mean, I've read it here after a close friend committed suicide. It must break your heart. You know, that ability not to be able to, maybe not knowing, and not being able to talk him away from the edge. Trust me, for everyone who watches this video, if you do watch it, talking to people, so important, so important. Looking out for friends. I've got friends that were good friends for 20 years. I was going through, and I've been through a bad time the last 6 or 7 years. It's been one thing after another. And to be honest, since my grandma died, I've struggled. It's been a struggle. I'm not always down. Trust me. When I'm with people, you would never know. You would never know that I have any mental health issues at all. And there are times then when I'm really, really low, and again, you would probably never know. My mask is very, very good. But trust me, the battle's there, and I do lots of different things. I work to the bone. There's lots of things I do to try and get over the battle, and drinking being one of them. Like I say, anything in moderation that helps is a good thing. Don't advocate taking drugs, but someone who took a bit of cannabis to help them through, you can empathise with that. Obviously, there's legalities involved and all that. Same with smoking, same with even having a drink. As long as you're not getting yourself absolutely battered beyond all recognition every night, which is not good for your body anyway, and maybe can make things worse. Don't always take it that drink makes things worse. I don't think it does. Sometimes drink chills me down. The strangest thing in the world is that doing beer reviews is actually gives me the strength. So, in any case, as you can see, here's the beer, Cancer. So, I really enjoyed this lovely tropical beer. Amber Pour Whitehead from the Yeastie Boys, Black Storm Brewery, bought from lowcostbeer.com. There's got loads there, so please, if you like this, 12 beers, 30 quid. Tropical nose, nice grapefruit zestiness, and tropical fruit. It's not a juice fest. It's a twangy, proper West Coast IPA. For me, a good 4.4 out of 5. But the message that this box set portrays is invaluable. Cheers all.